items that you might have. You don't want to drop them out there.
No,
But if you do lose something, just let me know, and I'll have a warden come and pick it up for you. We're just waiting here for a moment while that truck in front of us gets a little bit further ahead. And there are those animal spotting guides above your heads, which show you some of the different animals we can find out here. And so if you see any of them and I haven't pointed them out, let me know. I'll try to tell you what I can about them. Also, that sign over there on the right has our emblem on it, which is a sable antelope. So we'll try and find some of them a little later on out here. And we're going to head on into the reserve. So first, you are going to be entering into the Little Tree Forest. Now, the Little Tree Forest is home to a lot of shy and reclusive animals that might be hiding behind the trees. So keep an eye out for them. Yeah, over there on the far right with the striped legs, those are a couple of okapi back there. And okapi look like they'd be related to zebras because of those legs, but they are actually most closely related to giraffes. They have almost exactly the same skull shape as giraffes do, just a little bit smaller. They also have a long, prehensile tongue like giraffes, which they use to grasp onto those leaves and twigs from those trees and bushes out here to eat them. And they do have those stripes on their legs, and a lot of animals in the forest do have stripes on them. Helps them to stay hidden out there, kind of like a camouflage for them. But yeah, coming up on the right, way up there, I can see a bongo with those backwards facing horns.
No rhino today.
And both male and female bongos have those horns. We'll try to get a bit closer here on the other side. They do use those horns to run quickly through the forest, not getting caught on the trees, so they can get away from any predators as fast as possible.
Where was the bongo? Always up there.
Yeah, there they are. So the ones with those horns,
being
those
the
are the
ghost of
bongos.
the forest.
And then the lighter tan antelope around here without any horns, those are actually greater kudu. Those are actually female greater kudu. The males do have horns. Also way up here on the left on that hill, I do see, thought I saw a black rhino back there behind the rocks over there. But I can't see any right now, but we're going to see if we can find some white rhinos later on. White rhinos are going to be up to 5,000 pounds. They're going to be over in the savannah usually. But way on the left, yeah, that is a saddle-billed stork. And they get their name with the yellow saddle shape up on top of their bill. You can also tell whether one is male or female by their eye colors. The males have brown eyes, and the females have bright yellow eyes. Now we are heading over towards the Safi River now, which is where we can find water-living animals like Nile crocodiles and Nile hippos. So keep an eye out here in the water for any bubbles or shadows, so keep an eye out. They might be underneath the water. Actually, you can see some hippos that are going to be out of the water here in a moment. They're straight ahead of us. So you don't usually see hippos out of the water. They do spend most of the day underneath it, stay cool, and protect their skin from the sun.
I'm just laying there.
Also, the birds over there on the right, those are peaked-back pelicans. Peaked-back pelicans are actually the smallest species of pelicans. But there's those hippos there on the right side. There's also some more on the left here in the water, too.
Well,
Now,
it's you, it's both of us.
Hippos like this is going to be called a bloat of hippos. Now, a lot of people think that hippos can't swim, but they actually can. They just usually do walk along the bottom of the riverbed. That's why they are sometimes hard to find out here, because they can't be all the way at the bottom of the water. Now, hippos are considered to be one of the most dangerous animals in Africa because of their large, powerful jaws. But they are herbivores, so they're only going to use them if they feel like they need to protect themselves. It looks like there's a couple more on the left on that island too.
Oh.
We're heading towards a bridge here, and there are some of those Nile crocodiles coming up on the left side. And Nile crocodiles will eat just about anything to get near the shore.
Checking out the crocs.
They do mostly eat fish, and they can go for months at a time without having a full meal.
Well, they're gonna try not to.
And sometimes you do see them with their mouths open. They do that to stay cool, the same way that a dog would do.
Wow.
Little nudge.
I guess I better watch
Insurance money.
Insurance is all paid up, man.
Alright, we're gonna head over to the savannah.
Oh, that's a good shot from behind us.
We can find a lot of Africa's most famous animals,
The bridge?
like zebras, giraffes, elephants, lions, and rhinos, white rhinos. So we'll see if we can find all those animals around here. It's also known as an upside
Sure,
down
boss.
tree. And it can hold thousands of gallons of water inside of its trunk, which animals on the savanna could pierce with their horns or tusks and be able to drink from it. So it's also been called the tree of life. And we're gonna head down this hill here and over into the savanna. And I can already see some giraffe out here. We'll head down the hill and get a bit closer to them. Now the giraffe are the tallest animals in the world. When they're born, they're already gonna be 6 feet tall. And then they can get up to 20 feet when they're fully grown. And yeah, we are going to get pretty close to some of these collie cattle around here with those big horns. And collie cattle horns can grow up to 6 feet long from tip to tip. They are mostly hollow on the inside. They have a sort of honeycomb-like structure inside of them, which keeps them cool. We'll head up a little bit closer here when we can. They're also known as Watusi cattle after the tribe that first domesticated them. And they do actually consider those spotted ones to be lucky. They are the only domesticated animals here on the reserve. Now we're going to head over towards some big rocks over there. Now a lot of animals do hang out around big rocks and stay out of the sun and stay protected. So we'll see if there's any animals around here.
Don't see any painted dogs.
Way back laying down behind the rock, there is some African wild dogs back there.
Oh yeah.
They're almost hard to see back there laying down. And African wild dogs look like they'd be related to zebra or to our own pet dogs or hyenas, but they are a different animal. They're only gonna have 4 toes on each paw. They're also called African painted dogs because of the colorful patterns on their coats. And they do hunt in packs. They are one of the most successful hunters in Africa. They have about an 85% success rate, so they are really good at hunting. For reference, cheetahs only have about a 50% success rate. And I think one of the giraffes stepped into the road ahead here, so we stopped for a minute until that giraffe heads out of the way.
I love when that happens. They have to send somebody over.
Remember that day?
Luring them away.
It was so difficult. He didn't want to move.
Yeah.
So we'll be able to keep
Wasn't
going
that
here.
right here with the
He was right here with the
cattle, wasn't
yeah.
it? That was funny.
Now there is a zebra over there on the left laying down, and that is a Hartman's mountain zebra. Hartman's mountain zebra have black noses, which tells us that they are black zebras with white stripes. If they had a pink or a white nose, that would be a white zebra with black stripes. And all zebras do have their own unique stripe patterns. That's how they're able to tell each other apart, just like how our fingerprints work. Now these are some termite mounds that we're passing by now, and a
Some
bunch
guys
of
up in the
different
bushes
ants
here.
use them to stand up on top of to watch for predators or anything that might be around. But they're on the far left on that hill. Those are some sable antelope with those curved horns. And they are the emblem of our reserve, so you'll see them on our logo. They'll use those horns to protect themselves from any predators coming from behind by whipping their heads back and then poking them away.
I've seen some crazy videos.
We're gonna head towards some of these
Wild dogs
giraffes.
attacking.
We're gonna get pretty close to them actually. Now these are Maasai giraffe. And Maasai giraffe have more kind of splotchy patterns on them compared to reticulated giraffes, which have more kind of geometric shapes on them. Some people also call Maasai giraffe spots kind of maple leaf shaped.
Canada. Go Canada.
Oh, look at the zebras.
Yeah, I got 'em, yeah.
Here on the left side. Now giraffes do have a long prehensile tongue, which they use to grasp onto those leaves and twigs from up high in the trees, just like the okapi do. And giraffes do eat a lot. They have multiple stomachs, just like cows do. So they do eat pretty much all day long. Yeah, but even though giraffes eat a lot, they're only going to sleep for about 30 minutes every day. And usually they're going to do that in short 5-minute naps or less all throughout the day. Also, way far over there on the right gray antelope with short horns. That's a wildebeest. Looks like there's a few more wildebeest that will be here on the right side again.
This guy going right to the truck to eat.
Over towards them in a moment.
He's eating out the back of the truck.
Oh, that's funny.
He's not even waiting for the meal.
Now, a group of giraffes like that is going to be called a tower of giraffes. We'll get pretty close to some of these and cooling cattle again over on the right side. Also on the far right there's
Oh, look, he's on the road.
Wildebeest hiding in the bushes back there. Wildebeest are the largest migrating herd animals in the world. They have been able to create herds of over 1 million wildebeest before. They're also known as new in Swahili because that's the sound that they make. And also way over here on the hill, the smaller antelope with the dark stripe, those are some springbok. They can jump up to 6 feet high and over 12 feet far. So they are really good at jumping. And then by that log, or that tree over there, the large antelope, that's a Patterson's eland. They are the largest antelope out here. And then some more of those giraffes. And a group of giraffes, or zebras actually, a group of zebras is going to be called a dazzle of zebras. And then a group of giraffes like this is going to be called a tower of giraffes.
It's a scary tower. We call it the Tower of Terror.
That's awesome.
And some more giraffes over there on the far right. And we're going to turn toward our left where these big rocks are.
I see it.
Now often mandrills will hang out around these rocks. Mandrills are the largest monkeys in the world.
Oh, the mandrills are out today?
So we'll see if we can find any mandrills maybe on the other side of this big tree.
Almost never see them.
No.
See
I'm not sure
them.
if I can see any mandrills right now. They might be hiding. But mandrills are monkeys. They do have short little tails. That's how you can tell the difference between a monkey and an ape. Now there is an elephant way far there on the right side. We'll head over here to get a little bit closer to it. And so all monkeys do have tails, while apes like chimpanzees and gorillas don't. That's one way to tell the difference between the two. But there's that elephant here on the far right, and I do think it's a male African elephant. Usually the males are going to live by themselves like this, while the females are going to stay in herds. But both male and female African elephants do have tusks. And we'll head over towards those red clay pits around here, see if we can find some more elephants around. Once we can get across this old bridge, and then head on over into elephant country. And that's where we usually find elephants hanging out around. So we do often find elephants around here because they will actually eat the clay for its minerals. Kind of like how we would take a vitamin. It's the same kind of idea. There are some tusk marks there on the right side in the clay, so there might be some elephants around here. Yeah, there's one over there on the left. We'll try and get a little bit closer to it. But the elephants around here are African elephants. You can tell the difference between African elephants and Asian elephants by their ears. So African elephants are going to have much bigger ears than Asian elephants. And then also their ears are going to be sort of roughly shaped like the continent of Africa. You can see one there, and then there's a couple more over there on the other side of that hill. We'll try and get a bit closer to them on the other side here. Will use their ears by staying or by flapping them just like a fan. So by doing that, they can keep their body temperature up to 15 degrees cooler. There's another giraffe on the right side too back there.
Oh yeah.
And there's those hippos or those elephants, and they do use their trunks to pick up food and drink with. They do also use them to pick up mud and dirt, which they'll throw up onto their backs to protect their skin from the sun. Kind of like a sunscreen for them. And it is true that elephants are afraid of bees. And so farmers in Africa have learned to add beehives near their crops to keep elephants away so they don't trample their crops. And then they can also use and sell the honey that those bees make. Looks like there's going to be another elephant here over on the left side once we're in the water. Just back there. And there are some more of those baobab trees around here too.
Oh yeah,
Those
right
trees
there.
are going to be leafless for 9 months out of the year. That's why they were nicknamed upside down trees. And we are getting close to some flamingos over here. These are greater flamingos. And greater flamingo are the largest species of flamingo. And you can see some smaller grayish ones with them. Those are young flamingos. They're going to be a gray color when they first hatch. And then they get their pink coloring over the first couple of years of their life from their diet of brine shrimp. So it is the shrimp that give them that pink color. And they are filter feeders, so they just stick their heads under the water and then filter out the shrimp with their beaks like that.
She's just turning over the dirt there to loosen it up.
And these greater flamingo are the palest species of flamingos. The Caribbean flamingos are the most
I
vibrant.
think Sarah Kale should give it to me.
And a group of them like that's called the
think we should.
flamboyance of flamingos.
This is like right up their alley.
That's definitely. You might want to make them selfish. So selfish.
I feel like the people that work in
And I do see some rhino footprints around here. So keep an eye out for any rhinos that might be around. I know they do like to use mud pits like the one over there to protect their skin from the sun, just like elephants would. So keep an eye out. Sometimes they do like to hide out in the bushes.
Sometimes they're just over there.
Actually, coming up over on our left side, up on the hill around here, there's a couple of cheetahs back there. One's standing up and one's laying down over there. And cheetahs are the fastest land mammals in the world. They're able to reach speeds over 60 miles an hour. Also one of the only cats that hunt during the daytime. So they do have black markings under their eyes to reflect the sun. The same way that athletes make those marks under their own eyes.
There's one walking over here. Oh yeah. Steph, there's one walking
There's
over
another
here.
cheetah back there on the left again. Actually, a couple more over there. And cheetahs are the only big cats that don't make a roaring noise. Instead, they make a kind of chirping noise.
It's so rare that these guys
I know,
walking.
those. But they like to hunt in the day. Here we are, in the day.
And they see lots of
Lots of-
humans.
Now we're going to head over towards a Kobe rock formation next. And a bunch of animals use Kobe rocks like this to stand up on top of so they can get a better view and watch for any predators or prey that they might be looking out for. And so often we can find lions that hang out up on top of big rocks like this. So keep an eye out for any lions that might be around here.
We'll keep our eyes peeled.
Now, lions do sleep for up to 20 hours out of the day before they do their hunting at nighttime. So we'll see if we can find any lions that might be awake. I think I do see one laying down back here. So we'll try and head a bit closer on the other side of that big rock.
Oh, there's the rhinos.
Oh yeah,
Mom and baby just laying there.
You can just see a little bit of the lion's mane up there. And if you were to weigh a lion's mane, it would weigh around 40 pounds just by itself. And there's also you can just see the ear of a female lion laying down back there. And it is the females that do most of the hunting while the males are going to stay back and watch over the cubs.
You should bring Ron.
We're heading over towards a warthog
bring
grove
Ron
next.
with
There
us.
is actually a couple of
Chuck it
warthogs
over
laying
there.
down over here up on the log. Now warthogs do make these burrows by using their front tusks to dig up the ground and make these burrows which they'll back themselves into to hide and watch
yeah.
for predators that might be around. And yeah, if you remember Pumbaa from The Lion King, the word Pumbaa does mean silly or foolish in Swahili.
Rhinos.
Now, but coming up on the right, there's a couple of white rhinos over there. There's actually a mom and baby white rhino. Now, white rhino are the largest species. They're the ones that weigh 5,000 pounds when they're fully grown.
That's how I feel.
And they've got a large square
Got that
mouth,
on
which
video,
lets
that's
them get
great.
close to the ground, so they can eat the grass here on the savannah.
All of our YouTube audience of
So you do
25
usually
people are
find
gonna
them
love
here on
that.
the savannah, while the black rhinos are mostly over in the forest because they like to eat the leaves off of bushes. And then a group of rhinos like that's going to be called a crash of rhinos. And there on the right, there's some ostrich eggs on the ground. Now, ostrich eggs are super strong. They're able to hold the weight of a fully grown human standing up on top of them and they wouldn't break.
Those ones are real.
And I don't think those ones were fertilized. Usually the ostrich would stay around them if they were. Now, the ostrich eggs are the largest eggs in the world. Each one weighs about 3 pounds. Alright, and now we're in the Magadi Glen. This is where one of our wardens is keeping some Nigerian dwarf goats. Looks like there's a couple of them up on top of their truck right now. And Nigerian dwarf goats are going to eat the grass and also the undergrowth that a lot of animals around here wouldn't eat. So they do help to keep grass nice and trimmed up. And the goats would also produce milk, which can be used to create a bunch of other dairy products with, like goat cheese. We are heading out of the reserve now and back towards the village. We were able to see a bunch of different animals out there today, though, like the rhinos, elephants, giraffes, and hippos. But if you guys do want to see some more animals out here today, whenever we get over to the dock, go up and around towards the Gorilla Falls Exploration Trail. It's about a 15 to 25 minute walking trail where you can find some animals we don't have on the reserve, like gorillas, some different monkeys, meerkats, naked bull rats. We also have some different reptiles, as well as an underwater viewing area of the hippos, and a bunch of other animals out there too. You can also take a short train ride up to Rafiki's Planet Watch. And over there you can find some more goats and other animals that you can get up close to and even pet. As well as the animation experience where you can learn to draw some famous Disney animals. I think right now they're drawing some of the characters from Zootopia. And we are almost back to the dock here, so if you want to board today and part of the Wilderness Explorers, you want to know we're riding on Simba 1 to get your badge. So whenever we get up to this dock, head on up and look for a person with a bright orange bag and they'll help you out. Alright. And we're heading into that dock now, so thank you guys for joining me out here today. Again, my name is Sterling. Hope you enjoyed this safari. And have a wild rest of your day here at Disney's Animal Kingdom, or wherever else your journeys take you to.